Hey, it's me, Jesse Lee, aka Music News Daddy, and this is just a clip from this week's episode of the podcast, so make sure to check out the full thing that's up right now. Speaking of comebacks, Foo Fighters are back. Oh yeah, Foo Fighters is celebrating their 30th anniversary as a band this month, and they released a brand new song called Today's Song. It's their first bit of new music since their 2023 album, but here we are. And of course, the band's been, largely inactive since Dave Grohl, quote, fathered a child outside of his marriage, as he, posted in his Notes app apology a while back. I'm really hoping that, now that that Foo Fighters are active again, releasing new music. They got some festivals, and they'll be touring soon, I'm sure. I'm really hoping now that things are moving forward with Foo Fighters, we can stop talking about Dave Grohl's monkey wrench, because every time we talk about anything Dave Grohl or Foo Fighters related, we have to mention, we haven't heard from him since, and you could say, well, just don't say it. Just don't bring it up. It's like, okay, but what reason would I give for us not hearing from her? What reason would I give you for us not hearing from Dave Grohl or Foo Fighters since then? I can't just say, yeah, they haven't been active since some reason. I'm not sure what happened, why they stopped. I don't know why they called off all their shows. Come on. We have to be adults about this, even though I just called it a monkey wrench. But yeah, I'm just hoping now we can just move forward and enjoy new Foo Fighters. Speaking of, though, this song, Today's Song, it's okay. It didn't really fluff my pillows. It felt kind of like a B-side or a leftover. But listen, I love Foo Fighters. I'm a big fan of Dave Grohl and a big fan of Foo Fighters, so I'm optimistic. I'm not going to let that, deter me for, being excited for the upcoming album. I don't know. It didn't really get me. The track was also released alongside an audio and written essay from Dave Grohl about the band's formation, their legacy, and thanking past members. And speaking of past members, the current Foo Fighters lineup is listed as Dave Grohl, Nate Mendel, Pat Smear, Chris Shiflett, and Rami Jaffe. No mention of who's replacing Josh Freese on drums. Freese was recently fired, and we don't know who's filling in for him. I'm assuming Dave Grohl played drums on this track, but we just still don't know who's going to be doing it live. So it's time to, you guessed it, throw shit out there. Hopefully my editor Jack can throw some gang vocals on that part, so it feels like a game show, Throw shit out there. It's where we smear ideas and guesses on the wall, and we see what sticks. So some fans think with all this 30th anniversary stuff and how Dave Grohl thanked their original drummer William Goldsmith in his little essay, a lot of people think that maybe William Goldsmith, the original drummer, is coming back. 30th anniversary, bring back the original drummer. Let's do this, right? I don't think so, though. Grohl re-recorded all of Goldsmith's drums on that original album, and that kind of led to Goldsmith leaving the band. And then plus, when Freese was fired from the band, Goldsmith commented on it, and he said something like, he commented something on the post saying that it made no sense that they fired Freese and they're losing a great drummer and that Freese was perfect for the band. Why would they do this? So if that was the case, if Goldsmith was coming back in the band and knowing that, but still commenting on Freese posts like that, that'd be like, if you started banging your friend's ex, but you were telling a friend, I can't believe they would dump you. I can't believe you're better off without them. You don't want that. You don't want that person. I mean, I do, but you don't want that. But it would be like that. So another option floating around is Matt Cameron, the drummer for Pearl Jam. He just quit Pearl Jam after 27 years. Of course, he was a drummer of Soundgarden before that, so, he's in that world. Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, they all fit together. It makes sense. They all know each other. He would be a good candidate. I saw a lot of people saying it's not likely that he would be the drummer because he's 62 years old. And he's more likely, a lot of people are saying, no, he's just going to retire. He's just done. He's 62. Okay, he's not a teenager, but, Grohl is 56. It's not like they're spring chickens or anything. So I think he could make sense. I think Matt Cameron could make sense for that band. And it is weird that he just, up and quit Foo Fighters after 27 years. That's a long time to be in a band and just to bail. I think if you stick around until 30, they give you a watch or something. So I'm surprised he bailed that early. But I think still, with all that said, I still think the most likely choice is Shane Hawkins, son of their late drummer Taylor Hawkins. First of all, you get Shane Hawkins in there, it carries on the legacy of Taylor Hawkins. It's good PR for the band, which is never a bad thing. It brings new energy to the band if you have Shane Hawkins in there. It brings this younger, like we were just talking about, putting 62-year-old Matt Cameron in there would still work, obviously, but get a young kid in there, bring some new life to the band, and also, he just sounds good. We saw Shane Hawkins play with Foo Fighters at the Taylor Hawkins memorial concert thing they did, and he sounded amazing. And the passion and the fury that he played with the drums, and people just seeing him on stage, thinking about Taylor, just made them get real emotional watching him play. So that would be the only reason why I think they might not choose him, is because people would see Shane and constantly think of Taylor. So that could be a possibility of why they wouldn't choose Shane. And also, maybe he is too young for Foo Fighters. I don't know. But what do you think? Who's going to be the one getting behind that kid? So speaking of other new releases,
The Jesse Lee Show.